We're about 2 minutes away from the end of this trading day. Scarlet Fu and Katie Greifeld here to take you through the closing bell. We've got a global simulcast, so let's bring in our friends in radio, Carol Massar and Jess Menton, who is in for Tim Stenovic. So it's ladies this Friday evening, bringing together the best of our Bloomberg Television and Bloomberg Radio talent and our YouTube audiences. We want to welcome you worldwide to parse through the most crucial moments of the trading day. I feel like the most crucial moment, Carol, came before the U.S. market opened when we're trying to figure out what is going on with gold imports.
I know. I gotta say, if you missed, I'm sure you guys did this really well. We had Joe Doe explaining it, really turmoil in the gold markets, and then the White House coming to kind of clarify that, well, maybe we're not doing this in terms of tariffs. So it's been kind of crazy. Joe Doe, though, making the point that we've seen the copper market and the gold market really disrupted for moments in time, and that's not a great kind of market environment to be within. And so you kind of wonder what might come next.
Now that it's Friday, they're looking at major indexes, and the S&P 500, Nasdaq 100 on pace for their best week since late June, guys.
Yeah, which is kind of surprising. Scarlett and I were just talking about how sentiment was really staccato this week. You had 2 down days that felt pretty bad, and then you had 3 up days. You add it all together, like you said, Jess. I mean, it was a pretty good week in totality, but definitely some dicey moments along the way.
And just a week ago, we were still dealing with the jobs report that indicated things are a lot worse than what we had thought. So this idea that everything's great again is kind of a surprise. I mean, certainly if you look at the price action, you concluded that it might make sense given that we're at record highs, but there's still a lot of questions remaining over the economy and now the sanctity of the data that drives that economy. All right, let's take a look at where things are as we hear the closing bells on this Friday. We're looking at highs here, closing right around the highs here for the Nasdaq, certainly up 1% on the day. That is the Nasdaq Composite Index. The S&P 500 adding 0.8% as well, and the Dow Industrials gaining about 0.5%. The laggard of the bunch here, Carol, is the Russell 2000 advancing by 0.2%.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting to see that underperformance there. Hey, S&P 500, guys, I'm going to go back to the big cap index. And Katie, you've got kind of an even split, but a little bit more names to the upside. 295 gaining ground on this Friday, 204 to the downside, 4 unchanged.
Yeah, it's a similar story when you take a look at this big circle of sectors right here. Your outperformer was tech, but you can see there's a lot of green on this screen right now. Tech, communication services, healthcare, et cetera. The list goes on. If you're looking for some weakness, you're going to find it in utilities. You're going to find it in real estate. But overall, pretty good day.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a lot to choose from in terms of individual gainers, but I had to do Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Fannie Mae up just shy of 19% in today's session. Freddie Mac up almost 21% today, jumping initially after a Wall Street Journal report said the Trump administration is getting ready to sell stock in the 2 enterprises later this year. Bloomberg News confirming that as well. Fannie and Freddie right now trade over the counter. They're accustomed to volatile swings, and we definitely saw some big swings, certainly in today's session. All right. Also, Gilead Sciences, another outperformer. In fact, it's the #1 gainer in the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100 today. That stock up more than 8%, the highest in 10 years after boosting guidance. The company lifted its full-year outlook after strong HIV drug sales in the second quarter, helping revenue and earnings modestly beat analyst expectations. And the drug maker also raising its guidance for annual product sales by about $100 million. So this is a company that's been looking to expand beyond its core HIV drug portfolio into cancer and other therapeutic areas, and they've had some mixed success, but nonetheless investors liking that latest update. And then Monster Beverage, this one, second best name in the Nasdaq 100, 4th biggest gainer in the S&P 500, up about 6.5%. The company reported earnings and sales for the second quarter that beat the average analyst estimate, and analysts noting strong global momentum in the month of July. Piper Sandler upgraded the stock to overweight, raised its price target. Morgan Stanley also raising its price target, so definitely some outperformance there. Jess, over to you.
I'm going to start off with the worst performer in the S&P 500 today. Trade Desk, the ticker TTD on this, down 39%. Its worst day since September 2016. So you have so many different analysts on the sell side that have been bailing on the one-time market favorite. What happened here? Growing fears that its advertising technology will get steamrolled by none other than Amazon. Another company, of course, I'm going to point out, Sweetgreen, ticker is SG on this, down 23%. This was its worst day since November of 2021. Unfortunately, the salad chain cut its sales guidance and it also missed second quarter estimates there. So now analysts are saying that 2025 is turning into a disappointing year. That stock's down over 70% year to date. And then lastly, looking at Under Armour, UAA is the ticker symbol, down 18% today. So it's the worst day actually since April 3rd. So when you're thinking about apparel and footwear maker here, its Q2 forecast ended up coming in horrendous. And of course, that was weakness in North America. So it forecasted adjusted EPS and revenue that fell short of those consensus expectations, guys.
All right, let's go over to the bond market. You had treasuries falling across the curve, pushing yields higher anywhere from 2 to 3 basis points. And really, there wasn't any clear catalyst. There was some anticipation, of course, of the July CPI data next week, as well as PPI, that could alter expectations for Fed rate cuts. Perhaps some people also saying that the declines reflect overhang from the coupon auctions that we saw this week. $125 billion worth of new supply. There's also a lot of supply of new corporate credit as well.
All right, guys, it's been a pretty heavy week. We ain't over yet, and we might get more from the White House. We're monitoring certainly some of the meetings that are going on there with foreign officials. Having said that, we got a few lighter stories that we wanted to bring to you and share with you on this Friday. Jess mentioned the drop in Sweetgreen shares today, and we did see that stock really take a hit. They're apparently discontinuing. I had no idea that they were offering French fries at all, but they're discontinuing their Ripple fries.
Healthy fries.
Fries you can feel good about.
Healthy fries? I would rather just have the greasy good stuff for
avocado oil. I mean, if you're going to have French fries, why not just go for it, right?
That's the thing. I feel like it was mission creep on the part of Sweetgreen. We did hear from the CEO on a call with analysts saying that basically customers like the fries. That's what he says. But they added too much complexity to restaurant operations. So they're
also not enough people ordered it, so they would make the fries, and then they would sit there for a while, and then when you actually did order the fries, you did get the fries that had been sitting out for a while. They were air fried, and they used avocado oil instead of seed oils, which I don't know about you, but I like my fries crispy. I don't want them soggy and sitting around.
I love McDonald's fries. I'm just
those are
gonna
the
tell
best
you,
ones.
they're like killer fries.
Yes, 100%.
I also like
Hands down.
Popeye's fries. It's they have the Cajun seasoning.
All right, we got to go to another chat, guys. I don't know. Who's going to take this? Come on.
Go for it.
ahead,
You're a mom
Carol.
of a
You
college
do it.
daughter, right?
All right, so yes, I do have a college daughter, and yes, we're going to have a conversation when we come home. But apparently, college kids are scheduling everything on Google Calendar, including walks to class, dates, come on over to my dorm.
I can't.
Wait, come over to my dorm?
I guess so. Was one they talk about this freshman early in her freshman year at Cornell. Vanessa Long got a Google Calendar invite from a classmate. Come over to my dorm for the invitation scheduled for 10 p.m.
What, in 5 minutes?
It's really type A.
I don't know.
She
Depends on what you're in the market for. It's like a "you up" text, except it's a GCal invite. I love this quote from a senior at Georgetown University, Caitlin Martin, saying that it's a relief to just go where GCal tells her, I don't have to remember things, she added. To which I would say, Caitlin, just forget things. It's okay. We don't have to map out our entire day.
That's what my team says. Don't you even look at your calendar? I'm like, no, unless you talk to me, it ain't going to happen. But it's just very different, right? This generation.
Gen Z is very scheduled. That's the way they grew up. But, just have them come work in the markets and everything will blow up because you can't plan anything.
It
right?
is
Headlines will
really,
come from out of nowhere.
It is funny. I feel like you're seeing some of this when it comes to how companies are trying to navigate the shifting tastes of the different generations. We know that apparently, Gen Z dates differently. You can see that in some of the dating apps struggling. Apparently, they don't drink as much. That's why you're seeing some of these big beverage companies sort of re-navigate how they're approaching low alcohol and zero alcohol products. It's just a different game.
They're busy updating their GCals.
Yeah, they don't have time.
Do you think it's too late for me to put an appointment or ask you guys that maybe we can go get some Ripple fries? Is that too soon?
You got to do it right away because they're going to discontinue them immediately.
Yeah.